Welcome back to a brand new episode of Blore and Mandalore. I'm your host, Jeremy Blore, and today I want to talk about the latest episode of Skeleton Crew. First of all, I want to say I'm sorry for this being late. I wasn't, honestly, not expecting it. I went up to my father's for Christmas time. Merry Christmas to all of you motherfuckers out there. I hope all of your tidings were blessed, whatever it is with the Christmas time. I hope Santa climbed down your chimney and he put his sack all in your living room and he just started unloading everywhere. Oh yeah, just unloading all of these presents, like, you know what I mean? Like that's what Santa does. That's what Santa does. And I just want to say Merry Christmas to every single one of you. Please, thank you for everyone who has been watching my stuff. We're nearly at a year of Blore and Mandalore. Insane, but not as insane as this latest episode of Skeleton Crew. Look, I'm going to butcher the name every single time, but I gotta say, I really like that these are all quotes from the show itself. I think it was something like, you got a lot to learn about pirates, something like that. I really, really enjoyed it. I think personally, this wasn't my favorite episode, but thematically, it absolutely was. It was completely and utterly inspired by one of my favorite, and look, it's not Lord of the Rings, it's not Star Wars, but it's one of my favorite franchises to ever exist. I think this kind of sits on its own little pedestal in my mind, but it's Indiana Jones. This one, this episode kind of furthered my opinion on Jod being the Indiana Jones of Star Wars. Everyone's like, oh, it's Han Solo, it's Han Solo. It's not. This guy's not a scoundrel. This guy is like evil Indiana Jones. Come on. There was so many times on Skull Island or Lependa or whatever the fuck it's called. I've got it written down here. I don't need to worry about it right now. Look, there's so many times, when he's just like, oh, okay, well, I've got to see here. And then it just goes, beheading. Where the fuck was that in? That was in The Last Crusade, motherfuckers. Everything about this was just incredible. But look, let's start off with the start of the episode because that's generally how breakdowns go. We start off with the parents. Now, I've got to say, I kind of like starting off with the parents here. It gave Wim's dad a little bit of a further of character development that we've never seen before. This guy was the most pussy, boring, bullshit guy, and he honestly did nothing to further this other than going, oh, Wim, I think you should go back to school and do all this kind of stuff. Obviously, he was needed to kind of push Wim to get out there. I like that he's missing Wim just as much as Wim is missing him, but the parents have been enacting a plan to get their kids safe. I really like that it's an idea of a barrier from both sides. Now, I don't know how the kids would have gotten out without a barrier code, but it seems as though in order to send a message they weren't necessarily escaping from, that in order to send a message, they would have to bypass this mainframe or whatever the fuck's going on AT-AT, and they would have to get the code to send a message out. Nothing that would affect the people of AT-AT or even affect the general population and let them know their location. Okay, this is just their attempt at getting their kids out. And I'm liking that all of them together are working well. Neil's dad or Neil's mum or, I guess both of them together are going to have to be doing shit. But Neil's mum hands over that little USB proddy thingy that kind of, I guess they kind of hacked the mainframe. Look, hacked the mainframe. Oh, look, I'm Wim's dad. Yeah, look, I enjoyed that. One of the theories, I just kind of want to back up to one of the previous episodes where I talked about, the droids and how, maybe this was a part of Beyond the Dune Seas thing. It was talking about how maybe these droids were going to be super important and the supervisor was a droid. I don't think that anymore. I really, really don't think that anymore. I enjoyed that theory as it went, but I think with these droids here, the ability that they had to just turn them off and then kind of just say, wipe your fucking memory, it feels too easy. It feels too cheap. There has to be someone in charge. Even Fern's mum, who is like a by the books, hey, I've been trying to do this the whole time through the right channels and all that. Fuck off, dude. Fuck off. Your kid's gone and you're like, oh, hey, by the way, I'm going to have to send a message to the Pope in order to reach God first. What do you want about? What do you want about? You just do it. You do it. Do it. That was my Shia LaBeouf impression. Please tell me in the comments down below what you thought of it. I thought it was fucking incredible. So you kind of see them banding together. It was a little part of the episode. I'm so glad we didn't stick on them. This show has been so good with its pacing. Like every single part of it has just gone on and on and on and on. We're not stuck in any location except for the last part of this episode. Now, the last part of this episode has kind of slowed down, but I'll get to that. I think a lot of people that I've seen has been basically saying, oh, I don't like that they stayed on that planet towards the end. Yeah, look, I get it, but it was necessary, and they're going to move very quickly. It was, they needed to end on a high note. What? Jod has, lightsaber. I'll get into all of that. So the idea of these parents kind of working together, similar to the kids, is so important for what's about to unfold in the next episode. We only have 2 more episodes left. I mean, no, it's episode 5. There's going to be 8. We've got 3 episodes left, okay? So there's got a lot to happen. If they're going to even set up for a second season, I don't know. I hope they do. I really, truly hope they do, because this show has been fucking phenomenal so far. Like, genuinely, one of my favorite Star Wars shows to ever exist, if not my favorite of any that Disney has put out, other than The Mandalorian. Remember, Mandalorian here, every other show here. I'm obsessed. I have a complete and utter bias. Don't talk to me about it. I have a serious Mando problem. I am all Mandalorian. Like, fucking look at this shit. I'm all fucking tatted up, all Mandalorian. That says, this is the way, that is the mythosaur, and that says, foundling in Mandoa. I know! It's so cool! Oh, it's so cool. Look, okay, so this show, pacing, don't worry about it. It's kind of getting there. We learn more about the kids and the ship that the kids are on. The kids are traveling on the Onyx Cinder. Now, I didn't know this before because I didn't really look into it that much. I didn't actually think the ship was going to be that important, but it is. Oh, praise be to the maker. The ship is important. The Onyx Cinder was a part of the really cool Tack Renard. Oh my god, it's Tack Renard. Basically, Tack Renard is Blackbeard of space, okay? Now, I wanted to think it was Davy Jones because when I saw his hat design, now we see his hat in like the first episode when Wim is walking around into the, in all of the like captain's quarters, and he's there and he takes he puts the hat on and it's got the kind of like curvy bit there. It looks exactly like Davy Jones' hat. And I think that's kind of what they were going for because that's just a classic pirate. That's like the perfect pirate look. Perfect pirate. But he's kind of the Blackbeard. Basically, he had this secret fortress called Skull Island or Battle World or like Doomland. I don't know what the fuck else it's called other than Lapenda. Or I think it's called Lapenda. I've got my notes here. Lanupa, for all of you people who were down there, all of you people, that kind of sound. I'm so good at impressions. Like for all you people who were like, hey, it's not Lapenda, it's Lanupa. Yeah, I know, I got you. Basically, it's cool. It's Blackbeard of Star Wars. I'm kind of liking how, they're showing Blackbeard as a badass character, someone who is really fearsome but kind of admirable. That's one thing that I was really worried about is like, oh, we're just going to turn into like the kids have found this secret ship and it's skeleton crew because it's skeletons in the ship and we're going to learn the secrets of the ship. No, it's like it's kind of given to us in one episode. We don't fucking worry about it. This guy is a badass. He basically holds all of the he holds a bunch of treasure, massive reputation. I believe, I could be wrong, I believe he was set around in the High Republic era. Would love to see that. Based on, obviously, the skeletons, how old everything is. And also later on when I saw the lightsaber, it looked like a High Republic era lightsaber. Now, it could obviously be later. It is close enough to the Grand Republic to the point where Jod knows him. But I actually, speaking of Jod, I really, really liked seeing how interested he was in this. Like, being a pirate is his life. He's obsessed with it. He loves being a pirate and doing piratey things, searching for your booty. But you kind of see that was the point in which they turned. Jod wasn't necessarily the prisoner on board. The kids aren't in charge anymore. Fern is putting in this hard look and she's going, hey, I am the captain, and you're scared. You're a bitch. Like when they were turning on SM33, and they tied him up. I love that he just broke out of. He's like, "All right, captain." But they were tying him up, and they're like, "Oh, you're scared." He's like, "No, you're scared, motherfucker." And she's like, "Nah, KB, turn this guy on." Turn them on. Yeah, I did it. So I like that was the point in which Jod kind of switches. Like you see a very physical change in his, not only his appearance, it's like he's very much like he's kind of standing up more, he's looking around, his chest puffed out, I'm the captain here, I'm the captain. But it's just the way he's talking to him. Like he doesn't accept their shit anymore. That's the one thing that I talked about in the previous episodes, which was like, why the fuck the kids are going on the whole time like Jod is just not some adult who's been killing multiple people, has multiple aliases, and then just like fucks people up for a living. Anyway, doesn't matter. I liked that was a switch. I'm keen to see where it goes as Jod as the captain. You know what I mean? SM33, a little bit of a dog towards the end there, but I'll get into that. Fucking cool mug, by the way. This is one of those heat-changing mugs. It basically starts off with Obi-Wan and then bum, bum, bum. Don't copyright me, YouTube. I'm not going to fucking put that up there. Yeah, really, really cool. So we go into Lanupa. I like that SM33 was kind of like so excited about this one and then just ultimately let down by the fact that there's some pleasure yachts going in the background. Now, look, when I first heard pleasure yachts, I wasn't thinking Solo, which a lot of people probably would have been. This had a lot of Solo themes in it. But no, I wasn't thinking, like all the elders looking like the kids from Solo. You know what I mean? Like that clan that, Han's kind of riding along with, and he's like, "Oh, the kids, they're taking down the thing." I know. Okay, that was probably the best description of what happened in Solo. As people might know, I love Solo. I think it's a great movie. But, I think it was kind of a little bit of a callback to that one. All of it's really a callback to anything Harrison Ford related in this episode because it's Indiana Jones. So we kind of see... Jod taking over, all the pleasure yachts. I thought the pleasure yachts were a little bit of like a stripper hub. Not gonna lie, when I hear pleasure yachts, I think of like a floating strip club, and I think that would be fucking sick. I think that would be sick. I've never been to a strip club in my life. I never will. I've got a beautiful girlfriend, the love of my life. I will never touch that ever in my life, even on my wedding day. I think that's a really weird thing on a wedding day for you to be like, oh yeah, one last night of freedom. You didn't have freedom before because you're in a relationship. You should be happy in the relationship. Anyways, a little hot take for all of you people. Don't turn off. I will get back into Star Wars. Okay, so pleasure yachts, they're going in. SM33's a little bit upset, and he's just like, oh, what the fuck have they turned this into? And then here comes the beautiful casino land of Lanupa. Lanupa is fucking beautiful. It looks like it's a Las Vegas casino strapped into some Greek god castle, whatever the fuck. I guess it's like, my girlfriend's Greek and I don't even fucking know what they're called. Parenda. It's the big, put it in the chat down below. I'm so sorry. It's like the Parthenon. I got it. Untype your message. Unless I got it wrong, then retype it that I still got it wrong. Anyways, so they're going to open up to this beautiful thing. SM33 is a little bit upset, but, everyone else is super happy because they're seeing this land of paradise. One thing that I really like, I got to say, is I love the humor in this show. It's not so forced like they tried to with so many other shows. Like so many other shows and movies, it's all forced. Like everything's in the script and they're like, hey, by the way, this is going to work, huh? It's not a funny laugh track kind of shit. No, it's not. It's editing funny. I like that, they're coming in, they're seeing this beautiful land and they think the kids have got everything sorted. This is so beautiful. SM33, he's coming back to his homeland. The Onyx Cinder, it's amazing. It's a beautiful beast. It was made for this area. This is its home. This is SM33's home. And then they land and it's just like fucking all of these parts start dropping off and oil starts leaking everywhere. Kind of funny. I like that. I really, really like the humor in the show. I think it's fucking spot on. It's not necessarily childlike. It's all about, just the physicality of humor. We've been missing that so much. Like, that is where it makes it funny because you as the audience are participating in the joke. The joke is on the screen. It's not the people within the screen. I like that I love that. If you want to think about jokes, think about my fucking hairline right now. That's kind of sad. I might have a trip to Turkey. Why Turkey? Because it's cheap. And I don't make any money. Unless all of you guys who are watching maybe like, or even impressions, like all of you want to subscribe to me at like one time and then just like, you know, pay for something for me with YouTube money. That'd be crazy. Give me thousands of views. I don't know. That'd be pretty crazy. I could afford a hairline treatment. Anyways, doesn't matter. Don't look at my previous videos when I was in the water and then I put water through my hair and it just kind of got really thin. Oh, sad. So they're on Lanupa. It's beautiful. We get to learn about a new alias of, you know, that beautiful Jod Narwood. Let's get this one up here. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. So, all right. Let's give this a go. Dash Zenton. Wow, Dash Zenton. What a cool guy. In my notes here, I forgot to say on the Onyx Cinder when everyone was, you know, talking about those amazing stories and they're all laughing and having a good time. Wim was upset. Wim, he missed his dad, he missed everything to do with his life before, and now we're looking at him from a distance going, fuck, this guy's really just a kid. He really wants this adventure, he really wants it to work, and Jod comes in and he goes, you know what, I'm here for you, buddy, and he does something that confirms in my fucking head that this guy is a Jedi. I love Will of the Force. He brought out that this was a thing, so full credit to him. Jod said a Qui-Gon Jinn quote. He said, your focus determines your reality. I love that he added this one on here, which I will say this is like my own kind of part. This is not Will of the Force. So if it's bad, I guess me. It's not Will. It's not him. Make your life the one you want to live. I definitely think. Okay. Now I talked about this a few episodes ago, but this theory that I've had with Jod Narwood or Jod or Dash Zenton or Crimson Jack or fucking Captain Silvo, however many people you want to say. He looked at I think it was episode 3 or episode 2, he looked at the B1 battle droid, right? And as he's going in, he specifically looked at that and he showed resentment towards that droid. He has the Force. He hates the B1 battle droids. He is kind of the same age of the Mandalorian, which is the same time as when he was a child during the Clone Wars. I personally think that Jod was picked up by pirates after the droids killed his master, so he knows the basic level of the Force. Literally pick up something and put it down. He hasn't shown us anything else other than that. There's no mind tricks, there's no nothing. He's super rudimentary in the Force. I think his Jedi master was killed by a B1 battle droid, and then he was taken away by pirates, kind of picked up like Quill from Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, he ain't your daddy. Like, he may be your father, son, but he ain't your daddy. And then he kind of chose this way of being a pirate. He didn't want to do anything but. Your focus determines your reality, and then you can make your life however you want. I like that. I really, really like that. I like that he has had that choice. No part of this has felt like Jod has been kind of forcing his way through with the kids for any other reason other than money. I like that. I like that his character is consistent, really consistent. Yes, I just picked up my book with my fucking thing here. Love that. So basically, they get there. SM33 is a little bit upset. All of the, you know, he's showing off. He meets what's her name? Pocket. Funny thing about Pocket, she is actually the voice actor for Brave. I love Scottish people. I love Scotland. Scotland forever. If you guys are if anyone in the chat is Scottish, please put it down below. Scotland is one of my favorite countries in the whole fucking world. Probably my favorite, to be fair. I love Scotland. I went hiking all through Scotland. My favorite place. So hearing a Scottish voice in Star Wars just makes me feel like I'm at home, if I'm honest. It really does. I know I'm Aussie, but it makes me feel like I'm at home. I love Scotland. Haggis. I actually liked haggis as well. Pocket, she's a bad one. She doesn't work for anyone in like a low guild bounty hunter rate like Mando would. No, she works for the big bad boys. I think she's working for Brutus. She could also be working for the Empire. I don't know, but like it doesn't really make any sense at this point. I think, you know, she works for Brutus, which is like the big pirate captain. He kind of looks like he runs all of the, like that whole pirate world out there. I like that. I would like to see if, you know, the captain of that is the captain of everything. Like Jod went from everything to nothing. I would like that. How many times do I want to say that I would like that? That would be fucking dumb. That would be fucking dumb. Basically, Pocket goes, hey, look, hey, Brutus, come here. Brutus comes in with a couple of ships and he's just like, I like that he destroyed all of them. You know, he just didn't give a shit. Like the kids. The kids are so kind. Anyways, so the wise elders, you know, that bullshit fucking gives all of the money. I thought that was so stupid. But it shows that they're kids. It breaks that reality of like, you know, it really made it feel more dire. It definitely put us in the whole, well, Jod is the captain. Jod is going to be the captain. That's what I loved about this shift. So, you know, they're going around. He breaks, like, they go up and SM-33, he fucking... and he puts in the symbol and they're like, hey, okay, everybody go around there looking for this symbol. Now, KB was a little bit upset because she was like, I don't want to get all that fucking like corrosion in my headset. She's a cool cyborg. Side note, I really, really want to see more of KB. I think KB is such a cool character. She's so level-headed, calm, and just a beautiful person to be around. Like, she's such a great character in the show. I need to see an episode for her. I know we've seen one for Jod, for Fern, for fucking Wim. I need to see more. I need to see more KB. I think she's such a great character. And she's been deciphering like fucking everything, doing literally everything. So they go around. They obviously find that he is not Professor Gorlox or whatever the fuck it was. Which I really like. Professor Gorlox is actually one of the names. Well, his species is one of the banking clan. Really, really cool. Banking clan, you get to see that is the same species as Plagueis. I fucking can't remember their name. Put it in the comments down below. I'm going to kill myself because you know what? I'm going to remember this the moment I turn off the fucking camera. I'm going to be like, oh. I'm an idiot. I'm actually an idiot. Anyways, so he was a part of the banking clan. Really, really cool. I like that, honestly, this episode is not afraid of confrontation. And we get to see death, like actual death. I don't know if all of the people who were walking in through that tunnel died later on. I don't know, but I think that's really cool. So they're going down. They meet Chaldops or Chatulops, Cathalops. I really like that all of the people are saying to the kids, I don't like Jod. I don't trust Jod. He smells him and he goes, yeah, no, I don't like him. I tried to research his species. He's the big like octopus guy and he's got like a mustache and everything. He looks like a Lorax octopus that was kind of mixed in with the Grinch. That was a cool one. That was actually pretty fucking accurate. So, you get to see Cathalops and he's there. He flicks it and goes, bang! And he hits the fucking thing. Everyone's escaping. They go through the booby-trapped. Oh, this is where I saw Indiana Jones. This is where I was like, oh my God, this is fucking all Indiana Jones. I love this shit. I actually love this shit. From the booby traps to everything, even the spikes on the walls. Obviously, this was the spike up to the roof, but it was a Star Wars Indiana Jones. He fucking threw the rock and went woo, up into the spikes. Loved that. Loved seeing his body go woo, fucking so cool. This is what Star Wars needed. We needed to see death. We needed to see a dark side of it. Not necessarily the dark side like Vader and Palpatine and all that kind of shit. No, we need to see a dark side of Star Wars. We need like more horror, more anger, more filth, more rage, like all that kind of fucking cool stuff that we just don't get to see all the time. So they're going through, and as I said before, with the decapitation. The decapitation was fucking awesome. Again, awesome. Love everything to do with this. But they did the whoosh. All I could think in my head was the predator menopause. The predator menopause. Your father, he's dying. That was the land of the lost. No, wait, that was the Last Crusade one. Sean Connery. R.I.P. Sean Connery. He said a lot of controversial things, but I really liked him. I thought he was a really cool dude. I don't know about you guys, but I think he was just really cool. So, Indiana Jones themed, really cool. They see the acid pit. Loved that all of that in Aurebesh was translated straight away. So much of the previous episodes, I've been trying to pause and then read and translate all of it for you. But this episode was nothing short of just fucking helpful. Helpful. Because they didn't wait for us to learn. It's always like, oh, what could happen? And then, oh, there's people coming and, oh, we've got to figure this out so quickly. And then, oh, we're given peace. It's like, no, this is not the most important part. And we actually get to learn the pirate side of it. This is why it's important for a Jod to be a part of the crew. Part of the ship, part of the crew. But, he's a part of the crew for a reason. It's that he is the pirate head of this. There's a reason why he should be the captain. Now, I thought it was a really cool idea of KB to be like, fuck, one of us has to kill ourselves to actually find the cure for this. But it's not that life is the greatest risk. It's losing the treasure. Sacrifice, sorry. Losing the treasure is its greatest sacrifice for a pirate. And I love that when they drained all of the acid pit, that all of these bodies and skeletons and kind of shit, they all came in. I don't know how the acid didn't dissolve it, if it dissolved a coin. Because, the skeleton was all intact, but the meat... Beyond me. I don't really care. It's obviously that was in there for thousands and thousands of years as well, so it's not like it was straight up... I got to stop looking into that so deep. But, so they went in there and they see this amazing hall. And just like in the Last Crusade, when they're looking for the Cup of the Carpenter, this was the biggest part of that. Is the Cup of the Carpenter was, Jesus's cup. And he wasn't someone who was rich and famous and popular. He was someone who was just a carpenter. He wouldn't have had a wealthy man's mug. It would just be a mug to drink out of, like a chill one, pretty much. And so he sees all of this treasure and he's like, don't touch it. Kids, you fucking don't touch this shit. So they're like, oh, okay, cool. No worries. I'm not going to touch it all. I love that Neil was the one who picked out the rose. All of this show has been so smart, everything. Well, we obviously see the guys, they die behind him with all of the acid. Fucking cool. I want to see more of this, even in the later episodes. Show us filth, show us grime. So most important part is they decipher all of the codes and we see Tak Renard for the first time. He gives us the location for At-Aden and he reveals something massive. The biggest part of this episode has been finding out what At-Aden truly is. So many times people thought it was a mining colony. It was something to do with Exegol. No, it's actually an Old Republic mint. So a mint is a coin creation and distribution. Basically, they make all of their own currency. That's the most important thing when you're creating the unlimited treasure. So you can make your own currency for the rest of your life. You can be as rich as you want to be. It doesn't work as much as the same currency that we have today because they would just devalue everything. I guess they didn't put real politics into that one. But, so they're creating their own mint. It's really, really cool. I love that that's the case. It's not necessarily something that is a physical treasure. It's the treasure that you can create yourself. So, I'm loving everything the way it's going. And then next thing you know, boom, it cuts. Jod is a fucking pussy bitch. He is a bitch. He calls in the pirate code with SM33. He's like, hey, look, I challenge you. I thought it was going to be kind of like a parlay, I'll talk to your captain. No, it was like, hey, I'm going to challenge this kid to a fist fight. I like, it's not so afraid to show that these kids are in fucking trouble. This guy is just trying to attack these kids so he can be a part of a fucking, he can be the captain of this ship and get to At-Aden. He knows that he needs the kids, but it's just, he's trying to be like, hey, look, just yield, or I'm actually going to kill you. Using Tak Renard's actual blade. The Tak Renard, by the way, Tak Renard had fucking strippers, man. He had a whole prostitute there on his ship and he died because of a prostitute. That is fucking hilarious. That's hilarious. Imagine, if you saw the thing, he didn't have a shirt on. He had a bare skeleton. So up here, and then he just had pants on. So this dude probably finished up his business and he was just putting his pants on and then right through the fucking wall. He's just been stabbed through the fucking wall and then they mutinied and then they crashed into At-Aden. Fucking idiots, but really funny. Actually really, really funny. Dude died to a stripper. Anyways, so, and then Jod, he becomes the captain and then the kids are going to escape. Oh my God. I thought it was really, really cool that we got to see our first lightsaber. My favorite part about this lightsaber is it's thin. Finally. Stop giving us these fucking tubular, like a big old, like, you know, like a big lightsaber, just like a, you know, like a big, fat, juicy lightsaber that you can actually, because the whole thing was they're using the physical prop in the show to, you know, doesn't matter. It was thin. It was a real lightsaber, probably to do with the High Republic. I think so. I think that's kind of around the time that it was necessary. And clearly the gold markings and so on, very much High Republic style. Not Acolyte shit. That shit's fucking stupid with their thick fucking lightsaber. I hate that. I hate to start using the proper CGI like they did in the old days. It looked so much better. All of them looked 10 times better. All prequel lightsabers compared to the sequel lightsabers are just 10 million times better. I really liked that it was kind of the opposite way of Luke, literally the opposite way. Wim turns on the lightsaber like, poof, and then just goes right fucking down. You know, everyone's got that meme of like he goes poof, and it goes fucking right through his head. I really liked that. I thought it was super, super cool. Really, really liked this. The ending of this episode where Jod picks up the lightsaber, and it was super important that the kids got away and he held on to the blade and ignited it with the screen off. I think that's important because it's like they don't want to show, obviously Wim is a blue blade and that's why it was a blue blade straight away. Tack Rennet had obviously killed a Jedi. So, you know, he turned on, poof, blue blade, he's a Jedi, he's really cool. But we don't know exactly where Jod sits right now. Is he a Jedi, is he a Sith, or is he just a dude trying to use the Force? I think he's just a dude trying to use the Force, which is why they turned it off straight away. Otherwise, they probably would have like corrupted or something, which was one of the coolest parts of the Acolyte. Not gonna lie, don't even fucking hate on it. That was so cool to see. Really, really cool to see. So we finished the episode. Really fun. Really liked it. I can't wait to see more. Theories for the next couple of episodes. Honestly, I want them to get to Ad-Adden. I know that Jod needs the kids to get through. Otherwise, they're just going to shoot him down straight away. Like, he's going to have to find the kids. It might mean that we're on this planet for another time. Brutus confronts Jod. Not all of the people died. Obviously, Brutus is going to probably be there. I don't know. Maybe the bounty hunter is going to be there, unless the bounty hunter, like that's Pocket. Yeah, I don't know if Pocket dies or anything like that. Really cool to see, really keen to see where this goes. I think it might kind of, sit around that planet. But I hope we go to Ad-Adden. I hope we get to meet the supervisor sometime soon. I don't want to finish this without knowing who the supervisor is, unless it's going to be that like Powerpuff Girls thing, you know, where they only show that assistant chick's face up to like fucking here. They don't really get to see, her body only up to here, not her face. So really keen. Let's get to the fan questions. Put the fan questions out. I got one fan question, fan segment, I guess it's called. It's not really. Yeah, you know, I've been seeing the community questions as well from Beyond the Jin Sea, and I love that they do that. Like, they're just the goats. So I put up there, basically, what are your thoughts on the latest release of Skeleton Crew? Star Wars Nerd 00, one of the goats, go check out his channel. Go check out Tales from Prettier, his second channel. Really love that guy. He says, 6 out of 10, not a fan of them spending so much time on one planet for whole episodes when we only get 8. Yes, I agree. I do agree. However, it's important to actually maintain the consistent story with character development on a planet like this, where everything is about to explode. Like, this is kind of whoever makes it out of here alive is going to get to Ad-Adden. It's not really like, it's not as important for the previous episodes to keep going. I still think the pacing's there, which is the most important part. They're not sitting down, they're not doing nothing, everything's still going, everything's still expanding. So if they keep the same pacing and they're still on the same planet, I don't really care. I want to see them go to Ad-Adden. I want to see the parents getting them involved and kind of like growing them as well. Hope to see everyone for the next episode. Sorry again that this one was late. Really cool as well. I'll show you. I went to my dad's and I made this bracelet. Okay, so this bracelet, it is Skeleton Crew themed. It has a cutlass because it's a fucking pirate. You know what I mean? I can't fucking... There we go. I engraved on that in Aurebesh my same fucking tattoo here, which says, "This is the way." If any of you really want to get some handmade leather goods, I'm going to start up a company with my dad doing all this kind of stuff. He's already got one right now, but I mean like a little bit of a Star Wars collaborative company. If you guys are keen to get some handcrafted Star Wars goods, I fucking swear to you, this shit is insane. Like, actually insane. Genuinely, I can't describe how talented my dad is. He's one of the best in the world. Saddle wise, he's one of leather crafting, fucking incredible. Tell me down below if you would be keen on something like that when I start to bring out merch. I do want to make, we've had all of these designs for lightsaber hilts, for belts and all that kind of stuff like that. Like, this shit's going to go fucking crazy. It's actually going to blow up. Love you all. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the breakdown for the next episode. Watch for, I went out today and I picked up on my way down to an antique store and I found a old Han Solo from 1993 with a vintage Topps card in there. We can unbox it. Keep an eye out on my channel for future content, everything like that. I'll catch you guys there. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. I really love you all. Sorry again, it was like, blah. I didn't even say goodbye. Bye, bitches.